God. Hi. Don't be worried about me. I forgot about the time difference, and I actually slept because since Ace died, I have been having nightmares and I haven't been sleeping. So last night I slept and I had to let myself sleep. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Coffee Talk. Sorry that I am late, but I was asleep. That is just the truth. I needed to sleep. So I don't have a lot of time because I have to pack up my whole room, take a shower, and get ready for my day, and I have to fly back to Atlanta tonight. I'm so tired. Which is why I had to sleep this morning. But I wanted to just tell you that, so I talked to this woman who was newly married and so happy. And she was going to her husband. Guys, this is why. Okay. Let me get some coffee in me here. Okay. She was going to her husband's 30th high school reunion, okay? And she was telling me that she was super nervous about going because she was her husband's second wife, and everybody at this reunion only knew the husband with the first wife. They had met her like at the 10-year reunion and then at the 12-year reunion, and now she was going with him to this 30-year reunion. And they were newlyweds. And she was just like, you know, Jamie, I don't know, I'm nervous. I just don't feel, I love that someone just said my lips are swollen. What did I eat? I ate sushi before I went to bed. That's why I'm swollen. But I love that you guys notice everything about me. I will never miss anything because you guys will catch it. So anyway, she was explaining to me why she was nervous. And I said to her, you know, it's so funny. I would imagine that most people want this man to be happy. Most people probably already heard about his divorce, have had time to process it. Most people probably even heard he got remarried. And the ones that didn't probably don't keep up with him. And when they meet you, they'll go, oh, I didn't even realize that so-and-so got divorced. And it won't be nearly as scary as you think it will. And she was like, I'm terrified. What if nobody talks to me? What if nobody likes me? He loves his high school people, blah, blah, blah. I go, he can't love them that much. They weren't at your wedding. He can't love them that much. And she was like, okay, good point. So my point of sharing this with you was she went to the reunion and she sent me a letter to tell me that her nerves were shot. She was super nervous going in, and that there were a few people who were confused, but in the end, everybody was thrilled for him. And by the end of the night, they were all dancing and drinking. So often we assume people are going to be so much more preoccupied with our life and our choices than they actually are. There's always those few people that feel like they have to interject themselves in every decision we make, and they have to like give an opinion about everything, right? But usually it's going to be fine. Last night, I went to my first work event as the head of development and production for Will Packer Media. It was a party for Kevin Hart. These are all people who have known Will Packer for years. These are all people who have known Will, worked with him on Ride Along, Think Like a Man, Straight Outta Compton. These people know him. They know his team. I was so nervous walking into this party because I was like, nobody knows me. Not only am I the new girl, but let's be honest, I'm the white girl, right? So like, what is it going to feel like? People could not have been happier for me. People could not have been like, Jamie, welcome to the family. Welcome to the team. I was like, what was I so afraid of? Because really, most people want to see other people win. Most people are good people. There are always going to be like shit people, right? We know that. There's always going to be the naysayers and the poo-pooers. But overall, the situation is always more scary in our mind than it ever actually really is. So when you feel afraid, well, I always say I'm Caucasian, but I ain't white. If you know me, I'm Caucasian, but I ain't white. If you feel afraid about something, just know that the majority of that fear is in your mind. It's not even based on anything real. And by the way, it's okay to acknowledge you have the fear. I'm telling you right now, I made up whole scenarios in my mind about how it was going to go down last night. I was going to be the girl in the corner that nobody talked to. Will was going to leave me. No one was going to talk to me, whatever. Y'all, it was amazing. And I met Tiffany Haddish and we hung out and she is so cool. And as soon as I saw her, I said, you can get an infection in your booty hole. It's a booty hole. Made my whole night. For those of you who saw Girls Trip, made my whole night. So if you are afraid of the what ifs, what will people think? What will people say? How will they react? Do it anyway, because 99% of that stuff is made up in your head. People want to see you win. Stop overthinking. Stop overanalyzing. Just do it. Put your hands up and they stay there. All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Yes, Marcy. Most people worry more about themselves than they do about you. That is the truth. Really quick, I'm going to update you on my seatmate yesterday. Karen, she was something else. She was rubbing me. She was knocking on my palms of my hands. She was doing all kinds of stuff to me. She was spitting nuts on me while she talked. She was drunk as all get out. She was drinking... Jamie. Ladies, I'm tired. Did anybody catch that? God, I hope somebody caught that. She was drinking vodka and cranberry the whole flight. I think she drank 6. At some point, I looked at the flight attendant like, are you going to cut this chick off? Because she's dipping Skull in her mouth and eating almonds at the same time. How does that happen? How do you do that? And she was spitting almonds on me while she talked to me. And I literally at one point finally went, hold on one second. Picked the chewed up almond off my shirt and was like, I'm going to need you to stop spitting on me. I really like you, but... Her husband played like the tambourine for the Grateful Dead. Y'all, you can't write this shit. You cannot write it. Her husband played the tambourine or some shit for the Grateful Dead for 10 years. You can't make it up. You just can't make it up. She was like, have you ever heard of the Grateful Dead? I was like, yes, ma'am. Of course I've heard of the Grateful Dead. She was like, well, my husband traveled with the Grateful Dead for 10 years. Played the tambourine for Jerry Garcia. I was like, this is amazing. This is amazing. Y'all stick with me. It's never a dull moment. Never a dull moment. But that woman on the plane yesterday, if you did not see it, you got to go back and watch yesterday's Coffee Talk. I went back and watched it in the cab and I was laughing at myself. The facial things, I was like, oh my word. Meanwhile, my husband doesn't even know who the Grateful Dead is. How sad is that? But how many chances do you get to sit next to a healer who's giving you a massage while dipping Skull, while spitting almonds on you, telling about how she traveled the world with the Grateful Dead? I mean, and then she gave me her phone number and her email address because she wanted me to basically write her life story. You can't make it up. You just can't make it up. Yo, David Premack. What up, bro? Listen, and anyway, she was a trip. And yes, Adela, I agree. People like that bring color to the world. The kids had a great time at the aquarium. I'm going to post a video of them rock climbing. They had such a good time. Let me do this right quick. I'm in the cutest pajamas right now, by the way. I wish I could show you, but my tushy's hanging out. Anyway, I really do have the cutest pajamas. I might have to just post a picture of the actual pajamas. I love you guys so much, so much. Remember that 99% of what you are afraid of in this life is fear that you have created in your mind. 99% of the time when you walk into that room, people are rooting for you in the room. When I dip, you dip, we dip. Oh, she wasn't kidding. When she dips, and she spits a dip on my shirt. I love you guys so much. I love you. Happy Friday. I love you. Have a great day. I need a miracle every day.